you so much for Travelability for having me here today and able to introduce the work that I'm doing. So my name is Eyra Abraham, and I started a company called Lisnen, which is designed to help people who are deaf and hard of hearing gain awareness of sounds calling for their immediate attention. Right now, our app is actually available in the iOS and Android store, and we're hoping to expand in the future by adding more applications in the IoT sector to use the physical space to alert people. So I will like to head over to the video, but if you want to contact me, you can definitely contact me at Eyra@lisnen.com. And my first name is spelled Eyra, and Lisnen is spelled Lisnen. And .com. And if you want to engage, whether it's for demo, partnership, even helping with our crowdsourcing of sounds, we certainly look forward to that or to learn more. So I'll head over to the video right now.
Hi, my name is Eyra Abraham, and I'm the founder and CEO of Lisnen. Most people assume that everyone else hears. Sounds like the fire alarms and sirens that are all calling for our attention are a huge barrier for people with hearing loss. This is something that I can relate to because I'm actually hard of hearing, and many years ago I slept through a fire drill only to find out a couple of days later. So there are 30 million people worldwide with severe to profound hearing loss that can experience this. And the reason are most hearing individuals are not exactly available to notify us of sounds. And the laws that are designed to provide accommodations are not exactly consistent depending on the building you're in, the province or state that you live in, or the country that you're visiting. And so as a result, people with hearing loss need to purchase an alerting device. But these devices require you to retrofit a room at a time. They may be too bulky for you to travel with, or the alerts do not work well to get your attention. So what if we have a solution that allows you to receive alerts at any time, anywhere, in a way that's personalized to your needs, wherever you are and whatever you're doing? And that's where listening comes in, because our app uses a microphone from smart devices to listen to nearby sound. And using our custom AI algorithm, it can then detect, say, a fire alarm, and then issue a vibration and visual notification to the user. So we operate on a subscription plan where we provide weekly access if you're traveling for $19.99 or annual access for $69.99. Since I've started, I've been able to attract partnerships from academic institutions, fire alarm manufacturers, hearing loss association. I even brought thought leadership on the topic of AI and people with disabilities. I've been featured in the media numerous times. Obviously, I'm not the only one to see this opportunity, but while all of our competitors choose to keep users using only their devices, Listening is brand agnostic. Users want the opportunity to personalize solution for their situation at any time. So what's next for us? There are a number of top priorities like partnership outreach, marketing, product development, and growing our team. And so I welcome your support as we continue to fulfill our mission to automate listening, to provide equitable access to sounds for people with hearing loss. So thank you.
Fantastic. What creative technology. I absolutely love it. So at this time, judges, please go ahead and turn your cameras on, and audience members, you can post questions in the Q&A, and we will start right with Laszlo here with the first question. Laszlo, you're muted.
Apologies. So Eyra, great solution. Personally, I love a business that tackles a huge problem, which is a personal story for you. You slept through a fire alarm. Luckily, it was just a fire drill, not a fire situation. But that's a real big issue there. Are there any solutions that mimic your program now, or are you absolutely unique in the universe to focus on that really life and death issue for hearing impaired folks?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of people looking at AI as an opportunity to help with sound and creating sound recognition algorithm to help with detecting sound. And it goes back to that issue that we've been seeing consistently, is that many people, like the fire alarm sound in the US is very different than in here in Canada versus overseas. And so some of the technologies are built for certain countries and they're not transportable overseas. And so that's where the artificial intelligence has been a creative solution to that problem. Right now, because we're in the early stages, a lot of it has been an app-based or in some kind of wearable that the company made as a hardware. I love to see, as my vision for this, is like really we are starting to see an influx or interest in Internet of Things, and especially in the hotel sector, where we have smart devices and smart TVs. How can we allow our application to communicate within those spaces without having to retrofit or people have to bring their technology and getting that personalized experience? So that's the big vision. But the introduction right now is the application. We're testing it on iOS devices, just like some of the other brands are doing up there. Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Judges, do we have any more questions for Eyra? I'm so sorry for mispronouncing your name earlier.
It's okay. It happened.
Yeah, I thought I saw Camilo. Camilo has his hand raised here. So
Okay.
Camilo, go ahead.
Yes, congratulations. Love the idea. It looks like a simple, but very efficient solution, right? Straight to the point.
Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you.
What is the current traction in terms of active users? Have you seen already some retention from those active users? Like how long does it, for how long does the user use your service? Like if you can break it down kind of in a high level.
Yeah, certainly. I would say like this is certainly a new learning curve for myself, and we have 100 download about on average. But the issue is the keeping in the churn is obviously the biggest challenge that we're experiencing, and I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done with this application itself. AI is based on data, and having the data that reflects the people in the communities is very critical. So that's why we sort of integrated a sound recording application to really boost and increase on our data set. So I really am focused mainly on the top level to bring people down onto the app. And then hopefully with the funding, that's something that will be helping us to build and improve on the user experience on the device. That's also another important thing that we need to work on for sure. But yes, the people are obviously responding to the message. It's just the element, because I am very interested in bringing the safety element of it, and that needs to build more confidence with the product and doing more research and development and more improvement on the actual device. So I say that we're getting people to download, but keeping them is also it's one of the biggest challenges.
Fantastic question and great response. Wonderful. All right, moving on to Ron Pettit. We've got Ron, then Chris, and then Eric. So let's try to move through these fairly quickly. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, thank you so much. Really great concept. I'm hard of hearing myself, so this is a great solution. So my question really is about when you partner with a business, what's the cost to them? You've outlined in your presentation the cost to the consumer, but what's the cost to the business for setting this up? I mean, talking about like, figuring out this sound recognition and so forth and so on. Can you share any insight on that?
Yeah, so in the B2B side, it's been very much the same as the consumer. Again, it's really about providing consumer the access to the physical space. And like I said, in the future version of the application, but as a B2B, it's really the same as the consumer pricing. So there's no difference. If a company wanted to buy it for an employee, the same pricing for a consumer that is buying it from the App Store right now. And like I said, it's really about there are partnerships that we have, and usually the shared revenue model that we've looked at, like with associations and other companies, because it gives us an opportunity to attract and get to know their get access to their market where there are people with hearing loss. And so that's something that we've been exploring with the Canadian Hard of Hearing Association.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Chris, you have a question as well.
Sure. Hi, Eyra. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Really well done. So a question on the churn.
Mhm.
Have you been able to capture feedback from those customers? Is the price point, if I recall from the presentation, is it $19.99 a month?
For a week, yeah, for a week. This is for a week access, and then a year $69.99. Yes, I think the biggest reason for the churn is with most of the entry. This is consistent with all our competitors, is the alertness, being able to know that whether you're wearing your iOS watch or any other device, it's getting that attention. And I feel like sometimes we're a little bit early in the stage, because I do see like the connection of Internet Things working in partnership with other companies that have stronger, whether it's vibration bands and other visual lights, anything that can alert the user. I think that's where the next step is, to really make sure that the product adoption is satisfying. Because right now you can get alerted through your phone, but you have to be a type of person who is essentially married to your phone consistently. But that's not everybody. Most people are stepping away. We're moving away or not looking at our phone. And so we need to build the next phase of the technology to really alert people. So that's my goal. Then my next step, increase that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're doing it, but I think that would be my recommendation is this stage, get as much user feedback as you can on the likes, the dislikes, the indifference, the price points, the feature functionality. But it sounds like you're doing that. But I would just do as much of that as you can right now.
Thank you. Yes, and there's been on the B2B, like from a corporate side, I got feedback mostly from the concern of privacy and how to work to address it in the onboarding of the app, just so people know that we're not recording your data, we're not collecting data, it's all being transported to the AI algorithm and then just thrown away. And so just really building that confidence about that there isn't any, there's no privacy laws that we're breaking here. And so that's another thing from the B2B side that we've been looking at. So there've been feedback, and I will continue to look for more as well. So if anybody who is trying the app and they have any feedback, I welcome that as well. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Ron, did you have another question, or do we just have a hand up still?
I have my hand up, so no more questions.
Okay, fantastic. We do have a question from an audience member. They said they love this and asked, will there be an audio message delivered to hearing aids and cochlear implants already synced to their phone? A notification that would interrupt any other audio feeds already in progress?
And that's something I investigated. It's a very good question. The challenge with a company like myself, if we start to integrate with hearing aids and cochlear implant, we then become a medical device. And that would place us into a sort of class 2 here in Canada, where we would need to go through a whole process to get certified. So it is something to think about in the future, but it is like I said, we're taking things on stages, and hopefully if the company is successful in a way that it can handle the medical regulation, certainly we would definitely look into that opportunity.
Amazing, amazing. All right, I saw Jake's hand up there for a second. Jake, did you have anything you wanted to ask or add?
Yeah, I just wanted to state that the use case, talk about the use case, because you were talking about airports, but you were talking about hotels, but also, is there a use case for airports? and other entities during the travel, experience for people who are deaf.
I always like to bring in, and this is something in the future that I've been looking at, especially a use case for alerting people who are at their gate, who are not able to hear certain announcements of boarding. That's the goal of the company, in the way we want to find ways to help people who are deaf and hard of hearing get alerted to things that are calling for their attention. And so whether it is in the airport where you have a speech to text application that is alerting you to that your flight is about to board, or your gate change, all of that, it's been a big challenge for a lot of people with hearing loss, especially with high anxiety in those spaces. And so we're trying to find ways where we can eliminate any issues where people are being needed to respond right away, and their barrier is hearing loss, and that's why they can't respond right away in the way that other people can. Yeah.
Thank you.